All aboard! Hi, this is Burr Stewart, and today I'm just going to take you on a brief tour of the Boeing Employees Model Railroad Club in Burien, Washington. One striking feature is this glacier-fed lake high up in the Cascade Range. The layout is modeled in the transition era and is a fictitious railroad across the North Cascades Highway in the northern part of Washington State, USA. Here we're looking across over the backdrop at the main yard on the lower level. And here we see it again on the lower level with some agricultural communities on the upper deck. And then this is climbing up into the mountains where there's a major cement plant in what used to be a town called Concrete, Washington. Now, on the other end of the main yard, you see they have a very nice engine terminal with a couple of chairs so you can have a sit-down job. And as you can see along the fascia, they use car cards and waybills for operating sessions. This layout is really beautifully done. Brian Osborne, who's the president, was giving us a tour when I was there. And he did all these photo backdrops using wallpaper paste to glue up printouts of photographs that he was able to find. The blending of backdrop into foreground scenery is another marvelous feature of this layout.
Called Arts Aglow. Different art projects that with creative lights could be neon, it could be just lit with a light.
That's his name, Mike's.
Here's a great example of the blending. On the left is real scenery, on the right is the photographic backdrop. Whoops. Isn't that nice? And down here we have a harbor scene.
So Philadelphia, you said?
And on the approach, when you first come in the room, there's a lot of Pacific Northwest logging operations on a couple of different levels. Here you can see the logged out hillside there, a logging engine.
Oh, why can't I think of the name of the company?
Down on the lower level, of course, you have a sawmill.
A lot of law enforcement agencies.
And look at the blending of the backdrop in the foreground. That little pond there, it's beautiful. This layout is going to be on tour for the upcoming 2027 NMRA National Convention in Tacoma, Washington. So you can get started planning your trip out here right away. And Seattle's a long way from many places, so you can look into the cruises that go up to Alaska from Seattle and reserve a week on one of them with your family. And there's a lot of fun to be had coming up here. This is the staging yard. Well, there are two levels of staging yard. This one represents Kent, Washington in the south end. And this, of course, is Omak Yard in central Washington with that mountain backdrop. And finally, I wanted to show you a little bit of the operations angle. You can see there where the staging yard goes back into the main layout. Here's the dispatcher's panel. And all the magnets on the panel represent the different engines that they can run. Here's a photograph of it if you want to study it further. And with that, I hope you've enjoyed this brief tour. You'll join us in 2027 for the convention. And this is Burr Stewart, wishing you much fun with trains.
Well, there's some stores that print. There's one that happens to be the guy in Tacoma, he's a model railroader, so he can print them. But like I say, we finished. We don't need any more of them, so we got lucky. But somebody new, yeah. A couple of guys I know will have